Welcome back. An exciting partnership between the city and nonprofit Port Cares will soon bring more affordable housing units to Port Colborne. We welcome Port Cares Executive Director Clark LaFleur to the Source to talk about it. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Mike.
The Chestnut Park development, this is really interesting because the city has sold Port Cares for $1 this parkland.
That's correct. It's truly a collaboration. It will, provide the opportunity to bring much-needed rental housing that is safe, affordable, primarily to seniors in Port Colborne, seniors who are independent and healthy. And we're looking forward to getting on with the work that needs to be done to bring this vision to reality.
Was there any pushback from the community on giving up this park space?
We are in the very, very, very early stages. When you're developing a project such as this, there's an incredible amount of diligence and procedural work that needs to be done before you even get to the point where you're putting a shovel in the ground. I think like any other urban center, and certainly in Ontario, finding land is increasingly a challenge. Finding land that can, be the cornerstone of a real neighborhood development is even harder. So there are many, many steps to go through yet. And again, those steps, as the months roll on, will involve the community. There'll be collaboration, and I think there'll be a real opportunity to have a vision and realize an end result that is of value and works for everyone.
As the project progresses, what is Port Cares' role in overseeing the whole thing?
This is really Port Cares is taking the lead. Port Cares will do the development. Again, the city's contribution is a community contribution, and that will be realized. But we're in the early stages. We're in the pre-development phase, and part of the pre-development phase is to do all the environmental assessments, stage 1 and stage 2, and again to look at all the zoning and all the technical details. So that will really be something that goes on for the next 8 to 9 months. So it will eventually, as time rolls on, it will grow from its infancy and the numbers and the data and all of that procedural work into something that's actually a vision of what it can be.
This is a big, big step for Port Cares. Did you ever envision you would be getting into the development game like this?
When we go back to when the agency was first founded, it was founded based on community need. It's a natural extension for us in 2021 to take this on. It is in addition to the work we already do, but it's an important addition. I mean, because particularly coming out of the pandemic, we know increasingly people are struggling. We know increasingly individuals are having a hard time either paying their rent, whether they're a young family or whether they're a 60-year-old who's lost their job and has got to start to think about, well, do I, take early CPP and how do I get by? We're going to see, I think, a lot more of these circumstances over the course of the next couple of years. So, they'll always ask the question, why this, why now? And when I answer that question, why this, why now? It's because it's the right thing to do for the right reasons to serve the community.
Christine, let's shift gears. I understand you're planning a different version of Soupfest for 2021.
We're going to do it as a drive-through. For years, 11 years, we held Soupfest in Community Hall. And on March the 30th, we will be doing a drive-by. People who purchase their tickets will bring their package, their takeout package, out to their vehicle between 11:30 and 5 o'clock, and they can take home two wonderful homemade soups, some homemade biscuits and cookies, and enjoy just as we would enjoy when we come together at the hall on Bell Street.
Sounds fantastic. Information on the Port Cares website. Thanks for joining us today, Christine.
Thank you, Mike.